Hello.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm very good. It's surprisingly quite hot for once. What's been going on in the year so far for you?
For me personally?
Well, what's in the world of Criminal?
Well, the thing is, Criminal have been a little bit on the back burner because last year I joined Brujeria, and we've been touring ever since. I just was counting the dates that I've done with them so far, and I've done like over 100 in a year.
Wow.
So that's why Criminal had to take a bit of a backseat. But yeah, we were sort of resuming our activities again, you know, and so it's important to play Bloodstock, I think. And at the end of the year, we're going to be doing a South American tour.
Oh wow, cool.
And yeah, and sometime next year, start work on a new album, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, unfortunately, I mean, we put out our last album at the beginning of last year, and then we had a few things scheduled, and I had to cancel most of them because of this other gig, you know, so it's a bit of a shame because I think we put out a really strong album and we didn't really get the chance to promote it.
Okay. So what about the idea, the concept of your previous album? Where did that kind of reside?
Well, it's all about politics really, and how things work in the world, and what we see, what we believe, what we want to believe, you know, because I think that people actually believe what they want to believe. They have already made a decision first, you know, before being confronted with any piece of news or whatever, you know.
So is it kind of like a take on modern affairs in the world?
Yes, absolutely. You know, the rise of the far right again. You know, what we're seeing in the news these days. You know, that's all the things that worry me a little bit. You know, and the ever-present threat of nuclear destruction. You know, and now you have two lunatics, you know, in a standoff
next to the button.
Exactly. So it's quite scary actually, and we just keep going. But what else are you going to do? You know, you can't lock yourself in a bunker somewhere.
So what about the artwork for the record? Was it done by Costin Shirley?
Yes. I met Costin. I told him that I really like his style, and he's very easy to work with, you know, and very quick and surprisingly affordable. He's great. I mean, I really like the artwork he came up with, you know, and then he did also this lyric video for us, you know, where all these animations. He created some special artwork just for the video, so yeah, absolutely chuffed.
It's cool, man. Yeah, I think it has like almost like a ghoulish aspect to it, like the undead is a thing.
Yeah, but it's supposed to represent fear, you know, the fear inside all of us, you know, but that's why it's like such a deformed creature, you know, because fear deforms us all, I think. It deforms our judgment, you know.
Okay. Oh, cool. So that's where it's coming from. What about, you know, like metal in Chile? What's it like there?
You would be surprised at the amount of great bands coming out of Chile at the moment. I do a radio show which is aired over there.
Okay.
I record it. I live in Spain. I record it at home, but it's aired in Chile once a week. And through that, I get to hear a lot of the new bands coming out of there. And there's just really incredible bands, you know, that have a lot of quality and a lot of variety, you know, all different styles from thrash to atmospheric doom metal to black metal. I think actually, I'm not sure if this is true, but you know the website Metal Archives.
Yeah.
According to that website, Chile is the country with the most metal bands per capita.
Good, man. But it's nice to see a healthy scene, especially somewhere which is further away from, you know, like America or something like that.
Yeah.
And are there many bands which kind of, you know, end up sort of breaking out, you know, similar to Criminal?
There's a lot of bands that are starting to tour in Europe or in the States. You know, it's become easier as well. There's a certain level of support from the government as well. You know, there's funds that you can apply for. You know, and they fund part of your tour or whatever. Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So bands are taking advantage of that, obviously, and yeah. We've seen quite a few tour around Europe. It's normally quite low profile, you know, because no one's got the money to buy onto a big tour, you know. So tour in the clubs and whatever, you know, but they're doing it, and I think it's great because that means a lot of experience, new horizons.
Okay. Are there like a couple of bands that you would sort of say, hey, these guys are really, really great?
There is one band that really sort of stood out last year, which is called Ripper.
Okay.
They did a fantastic album. It's like thrash, but it's not simple thrash.
Okay.
It's quite complex and very ballsy.
What about you personally? What about your influences?
Oh, well, I think there's a number of bands that are obviously high on the list of influences. Like Slayer, Exodus, Metallica, early Metallica, stuff like that. This is stuff I grew up with. I actually was there when it was happening. That's how old I am.
Oh, you don't look a day over 21.
Thank you, man. You're only as old as the woman you feel, all right? The Staples, Dark Angel, and stuff like that, But unlike many people from my generation, I have never been closed-minded, I think that every era of metal has its justification and its reason to be.
Okay.
Because things have got to evolve, you can't pretend that things are always going to stay the way they are in the 80s. Yeah, I like more modern bands as well, like Gojira, stuff like that, I think it's interesting,
Okay.
because there's always a certain part of the scene which are like the guardians of the old school, that just adhere to those
carry it on,
to those codes and whatever unwritten laws that you can't do this. Yeah, but there's others who just take metal and make it into something new, which is cool as well.
Well, you've got to have innovation, haven't you? Otherwise,
otherwise they're just going to stagnate and
everyone will sound like Slayer.
Yeah, pretty much. It's not a bad thing.
To finish off, what's something that you've been listening to for like the last year? That's really kind of gotten under your skin.
Say Misery Index is one band that really stands out for me.
What, the Killing Gods, that album?
Yeah. And I don't know, there's a bunch of bands, and my memory is very bad, but there's loads of material out there to be discovered.
Oh, Misery Index is a good one to think of first. Yeah. Wicked, man. Thank you so much.
All right, no problem.
Thank you.
Thank you.